water finally. That's our happy.
Yay!
Wow.
Did it stay afloat?
Oh, yes. I put the
Okay.
plug in.
I've had that happen to me once where I forgot to put the plug in.
Yeah.
It was not a good moment.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You
I
never
have a
told us,
story.
George.
I'll tell you a story about that sometime, George. That had nothing to do with me. I just didn't check it.
Yeah.
My happy thought is we got our 6 chicks last
Oh,
Wednesday.
yay.
And they're doing well?
Oh, yeah, they're doing great so far.
Great.
Well, my happy thought is that my awesome garden kid, Ethan, in literally one day built me 3 3x7 raised beds and filled them with dirt. And yes, Sharon, he's all yours. He's finishing up school, but he literally built us 3 more raised beds for extra vegetables and stuff for family and friends come this fall. So we have 3 more beds, and he did it all in a day. The kid's a genius.
Wow.
He's wonderful. Yeah.
How
So-
old is he?
My happy
Tracy, how are you?
He's only 17. He's only 17, but he's brilliant.
Share Ethan's phone number.
That's a good year. Do you have any?
My happy thought is that our daughter Catherine came down from Bellingham to stay with us. She's here for 2 weeks, so we're really happy to have her and
That's
give Gwen a reprieve from taking care of me. So it's been really nice.
I love taking care of you, dear, and I'll do it whenever.
Thanks, Tracy. There's Tracy.
Tracy and Tracy's. We have both Tracy's.
Both Tracy's.
TI and TY.
Yeah. So another plug to Rotary Foundation that I have to spend money on is that Tracy I and Tracy Y did my happy thought is that they did a bonus podcast for me this week talking about small businesses during the time of COVID and what actually that means.
Yeah.
And they were very honest, brutally honest and brutally loving, and bravo. So thank you for both of them. But it was that delicate balance between I want to run my business and not kill people. So yeah, they did it. It was really good. So I know I plucked a few strings that they weren't ready to share. So I thank you both. I thank you both in public, ladies, for being so willing to be so brutally honest. So thank you.
Well, I think it was great to get it out. So it made me feel better.
Yeah.
Set our piece, man. We've set our piece.
On that same note of public thank yous, it was my birthday month, and thank you to RCWW for the $25 donation to Rotary Foundation in my name. So I got that email. Thank you, Kathy, and the club for doing that. That was really special.
Mine as well, Kathy. I got mine too. Thank you very
Good.
much.
Well, you all should have, because that's what we do every year for every Rotarian in our club. You get $25 sent to the Rotary Foundation in your name. So you get the credit for it, but it's something that we want to do for you, our club members.
So that only another $975 for the next Paul Harris.
Counting, right?
Right.
Oh my gosh.
That's one way to get the E-ray.
What is Doug doing?
I don't know, but Nick is in outer space, and
He's
Bruce
playing
left.
ball with his dog.
The Chuck.
Oh,
Wait.
no. Now he's back home and he's going right straight for the
For the bar.
Daniels.
okay.
Oh, there's
Sorry,
Nick. Nick has landed. He's landed. He's not in outer space anymore.
Hey, Nick.
Where's Nick?
Oh,
there he is.
So I have a funny
It was a rough landing from outer space.
It was. Thank you.
And by the way, that's the Broomstick Nebula for anybody who's interested to know.
That was awesome.
That was nice.
Just,
Hey, Bruce, I've sent you a couple emails bugging you lately. If you're willing to return or tell me to F off, it would be awesome. Give me a
Just a little.
about unless I'm not getting them. Are you in my junk? Call me, dude.
That was open.
Not exactly sure what you're talking about. Sorry.
I'm talking about that. I would love you to be on my podcast, and I've sent you a bunch of emails, and unfortunately, I haven't heard back from you. And I know you're incredibly busy, so I'm wondering if it's either going to the wrong box or you're just incredibly busy. So
Maybe you're sending it to the wrong place. It's Bruce Center at Whitby.net.
it's net. Ha 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 ha.
It's not my fault. Okay.
No, it's not. It's been going off into the world of somebody at bruceenter@whitby.net is going, who is this girl?
Whoa.
Yeah, stop.net. Yeah.
So Gwen,
Okay.
Gwen,
Yes, ma'am.
Kelly's having a hard time getting on. She's having a hard time getting on the Zoom meeting.
Who is?
It just keeps spinning.
Our guest of honor.
Yeah.
Oh
she's
my
having a
goodness.
hard time.
Okay, because
She
everybody.
said it just keeps spinning. I might not have enough.
That my dog.
I sent her the
Oh,
link.
she's there. She's there.
There she go.
Okay.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Mary.
Kelly, are you there?
Wait, it might take a minute for her audio to come in.
Okay.
If it's spinning, it could be on her end, or she may need to close on. Wait a minute, there she is. Thank you, Mary. You had her back.
Connecting.
Gwen,
Yes, sir.
I have another message for Hank. I spent this afternoon and I listened to Governor Inslee's update report. And he has opened up the opportunity to do regular medical treatments. And also, he said he had opened up the possibility of dental services. Now, I just got an email from him here just a short time ago, and he had made a mistake. And he intended to open up the opportunity at tap rooms instead.
Okay. So nobody gets their teeth cleaned. We're all going to go for nobody wants to get their teeth cleaned, but I get John, before this gets out of hand, you better ding that bell, boy.
Okay. Is Kelly on? Hey, Shelly.
Hi, Shelly.
Hi. I can hear you here. Can you hear me?
We can.
Scratchy. You there?
I think you're frozen. Oh, there we go.
My internet is really slow, you guys, so I'm gonna listen and turn my video off.
Okay, so
it wasn't
Shelly,
rude, but I'm just gonna turn off the video so I can listen.
so Shelly, an idea that you might want to do is that if there's any other thing on in your house that can drain your signal during this, turn it off. So if you have another computer or an iPad or a smart TV or an iWatch, any of those things, if those are on, please turn them off and that'll help your bandwidth.
Yeah, okay, I don't.
Okay.
I just have 5G. I don't, it keeps going. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll do our best.
All
Shelley,
right, we'll do our best.
Shelly, we're so pleased that you're here. Can you hear me? I think you're frozen. there, Shell.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think she can hear us better than we can hear her.
Yeah.
John.
Right, okay. Robin's getting on, Celia's on and off.
I
Lisa's
can see you. Hi,
there.
John.
Hey, Janice, hello.
Hi, Alicia.
Hi there.
Robin.
Charles snuck in, and Alicia snuck in, and Mark snuck in. We got all kinds of people here today.
And somebody named Arby.
Oh, and Arby's.
Well, it's 5:33. Shall we get going? What do you think?
Yes.
Meeting is started. I'm gonna go to share screen in a minute. Hold on here. bear with me. It's just been one of those days. I'm gonna get rid of, oops, that. Okay, get in there.
John, are you there, John?
Yeah, I'm here. It's been one of those days. Okay,
Well,
here we go. Ready?
All right.
Take two.
There we go.
Here we go. Are you being recorded, Gwen?
Of course we are. We're even live streaming. So you get to like, mess up with grandeur, my love.
Oh, we will do it. We will do that wonderfully. Okay.
Go for it.
Call the meeting to order. This is our 8th meeting on Zoom. Pretty fantastic. And we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Let's see.
Pledge allegiance.
Kathy, would you lead us,
Of the
please?
United States of America and to the republic.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the
of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Here is the schedule for today. We've had our happy half hour Pledge of Allegiance. Any guests join us? Ray, welcome. I kind of feel you're a regular, as you are. And any others?
Bruce.
Bruce, yeah, he's kind of a regular too, right? So, Shelley's here. And a special welcome to you, Shelley Moore. You're the best, and we're going to honor you today. Any director reports?
I guess I have a quick one. Oh, there I am. Okay. Hi guys. I have a quick one and I told some people about during cocktail hour, and that is Celia dazzled us with the banner and made an absolutely amazing banner for our graduating class. John's going to talk a bit more about this during our meeting. And it'll be ready this week. And I've talked to Bill and Ed and John to help us actually hang it. And as long as they say 6 feet apart, which they've all promised they would. But that's done. And then I've written a small story and James is waiting for it at the Peace Arts Journal, which is very sweet. So we'll have another little snippet of love and stuff that's going on in the Peace Arts Journal. But yeah, so I'll let John unfurl the banner and show you guys all the artwork. But thank you, Celia. It looks really awesome and I appreciate you every day. And that's about it for my side of the world.
Welcome, Robin. Hello, Robin. Shelley, Shelley, we don't see your photo. Are you still on with us, I hope?
She is. She's right
Okay,
there.
good. All right.
She's audio.
All right. I'm going to go back to share again and see what we got. So let's go into the, so here is actually the, this looks pretty fantastic, doesn't it? 4 by 10.
Good look.
Yeah. And a thank you, Gwen and Celia. Celia. Thank you. You're the best. You two are unstoppable.
Well, she can't.
My pleasure.
She can't go anywhere, so I figure she's like stuck on that red chair. We might as well put her to work. But
Yeah, that is fantastic. So
just
the way I would have done it.
the red chair, sit on the red chair. I'm going to stop this and we're going to come back again, getting more adept at this. So how about we, I want to turn the meeting at this point over to Kathy.
Move out of your way.
Well, John, I have to tell you, this is the best part of being foundation director. So you can look forward to this next year. It's my honor this evening to present the Service Above Self Award. This award, as you know, is given annually by our club and our foundation to a non-Rotarian in our community who exemplifies the service above self values, characteristics in his or her leadership, community involvement, and personal life. The individual is nominated by a club member and selected by the foundation board to receive a Paul Harris Fellow. Paul Harris Fellow recognition is named for Paul Harris, obviously, who founded Rotary with 3 business associates in Chicago in 1905. The recognition was actually established in 1957 to encourage educational programs, to show appreciation for substantial contributions to the humanitarian and educational programs of the Rotary Foundation. Our club and foundation have chosen to recognize a member of our community who has made contributions to allay suffering, improve living conditions locally, and we believe that this individual's life exemplifies the humanitarian objectives of the Rotary Foundation. The award recipient is Shelley Moore, and she's with us this evening. And I'm going to ask Mary Enter to introduce her and tell you about all of her wonderful characteristics and the things that she has done for our community. Mary?
Hi, I hope Shelley can hear us. If not, we'll have to send her the recorded Rotary. Shelley is one of the most deserving people I know to receive this award from our Rotary Club. Shelley's been in charge of Hearts and Hammers Spaghetti Dinner every year and on the board of Hearts and Hammers as long as I've known her, and that's been about 17 years. I know how hard she's worked. One year, something happened with the email requesting the yearly cooks to make the sauce, and she ended up making the sauce for half the population of South Whidbey. She's also president of the Homeless Coalition and helped purchase, refurbish, and furnish the House of Hope in Langley. The House of Hope has sheltered approximately 188 people, and 60 of those people that needed a hand up have found their own housing in our community. She started the warming center prior to the homeless shelter being established in Oak Harbor so that people could get out of their cars or street and stay warm.
I can hear. Can you hear me, Mary? I
can. To stay or stay warm when the weather fell below 35 degrees. She's raised money for the Homeless Coalition through various fundraisers, but most unique is a flower stand in front of Windermere in Langley. Shelley grows and picks flowers every day during the season and puts them out for donation. She even gets volunteers to help her grow flowers. Shelley personally volunteers at least 10 hours per week or more for years and is responsible for getting other members of our community to become involved and volunteer for various causes. So describing what Shelley has done to make a difference in people's lives is another matter. I can't do it.
Take a breath, Mary.
Shelley is kind and tireless. She gives people, the rest of us, can you read it?
I will try. I will try. It's hard for me to. Where are we? Oh, okay. She gives people the rest of us may ignore individual attention. She listens to their stories and tries her best to help them. I think that just acknowledging another human that is suffering is better than anything else she does. She has helped so many people get first homes, even when it is difficult and the homes were in terrible shape. She spent her own money to help get homes fixed and replaced so the bank would loan them a home a young family could afford. A funny story was that Shelley was selling homes. She would donate a percentage of her income to the buyer's charity of choice. One day she told me, this is Mary, many of her clients are donating to WAIF, instead of Good Cheer or some other organization. Now, Shelley loves dogs, but she loves people more. However, I'm certain she saved more than one dog's life. Shelley lives on acreage with her family, and it's a couple of ADUs on her property.
Oh,
It's
that's additional dwelling units.
additional dwelling units. She has been known to let people live in them while they get on their feet for very little money, or for even free while they get on their feet. My favorite Shelley story was a recent one. She was looking for party favors so that she could put on a young child's birthday party. The child and her mother were living on her property and did not have much money. She had the party for this little girl, and I know that Shelley made a difference in her life because this was the first birthday party the little girl had ever had in her life. Shelley has never looked for recognition unless it was a benefit to others. She has preferred to stand in the background and not take credit for all the things she has done and all the lives she has touched. She is most deserving of this award. And believe me, she makes great spaghetti, as we all know. In conclusion, Shelley demonstrates service above self and exemplifies the Rotary Forward test.
Thank you, Mary and Bruce.
Well, I'm sorry, I couldn't finish.
No, I thought that was beautiful.
All right.
It was beautiful.
So Shelley, you are being recognized today as a Paul Harris Fellow in special appreciation for the ways in which your life exemplifies the objectives and programs of the Rotary Foundation. I wish we could give this to you in person, but we will someday, as soon as Rotary International opens back up again and they go back to work. But you'll be receiving a lapel pin with a figure of Paul Harris. So we hope you'll wear that. You'll also be receiving a certificate and a medallion, both framed, that you can put on your office wall. Please accept our congratulations and sincere appreciation for your commitment to our common goals of better understanding and friendly relations among peoples of the world. Rotarians, please congratulate and recognize Paul Harris Fellow recipient, Shelley Moore.
Shelley, would you like to say something? Shelley, are you there?
Well, we may have to do this again.
This is hard.
When
so
we
I
can
don't-
all be together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the second part of my presentation this evening is a very special one. And that is for our club members who will also be receiving Paul Harris recognition. The first one, it's my honor to award this recognition, which of course, as I said, is named for Paul Harris. And it acknowledges individuals who contribute or who have contributed in their name $1,000 to the Rotary Foundation, or have contributed to them 1,000 points, which is the equivalent. This recognition, as I mentioned, was established back in 1957 to encourage and show appreciation for substantial contributions to humanitarian and educational programs of the Rotary Foundation. The funds are used by TRF for an array of projects that save and invigorate the lives of people around the world and enhance international friendship and understanding. These funds also come back to our club in the form of matching grant money. TRF projects provide educational opportunities, food, clean water, healthcare, immunizations, and shelter for millions of persons around the globe, and would not be possible without the generous contributions of people like the 3 individuals I'm going to recognize this evening. The first one is Billy Ducharme. Billy will be receiving his Paul Harris +1 for his contribution to the Rotary Foundation. And he's not on, and we'll get that to him when he's available. And the other 2 pins that I have to award this evening are Paul Harris Fellow pins. These are to two individuals in our club, and this will be their first Paul Harris. This was made possible by very generous donations from our club members. So Robin Meehan and Spring Rome, you both will be receiving your very first Paul Harris. Congratulations to both of you. I know you're both on.
Thank you very much.
It's with our sincere pleasure and appreciation that you all 3 will receive these awards.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Kathy. Thank
Yes.
you, Kathy. Spring,
Yeah.
Robin, would you like to say anything of your loving family?
I'll speak. Thank you so very much. I didn't realize that there was this award. That's fabulous to get it. And it's so wonderful to see all of you. I feel lonesome out here without you. I want a hug from everybody and got hugs to give everybody. Thank you so much.
Hey, Spring.
I love you guys. And I just am just so grateful to be a part of the solution and the world and meet such amazing people with big hearts. And I love Shelley Moore. If she's listening, I'm just really grateful for everybody and just, yeah, I'm just love you guys.
Thank you. Thank you, Robin and Spring, and congratulations to both of you and to Shelley. And full disclosure, I did work with Shelley. She's one of a kind, wonderful, loving lady. She's the best. So thank you, Mary, for bringing her forward. And she's now in the books of Rotary Club of Whidbey West Side as a special SAS, Service Above Self recipient. That's wonderful. Anybody want to bring anything up before we launch into the rest of the program tonight?
Yeah, oh, wait, we got a couple. Sharon has something, John. Sharon?
I think this is a perfect time to let our members know that we have set up an account called Victory Over Virus. We know that some of our members are continuing to work, some are not. And our members have expressed interest over and over as to how can we help members who may be struggling right now, because we want to keep you in our Rotary Club. Therefore, Jim and I had quite a lengthy meeting last week. Jim is treasurer and myself as membership. And we have, with thank you, John, for asking this committee to meet. We have set up something called Victory Over Virus. It will be a separate bank account, and we will ask our members, please call either myself or Jim, email, text, whatever works for you, and let us know if you need something. That could be your dues, it could be supplies, it could be any number of things you need to get yourself moving forward. And our members will be so many have said, what can I do? I want to help. And many will be supporting you in ways that probably we didn't know about 6 months ago. Jim and I will have the challenge of setting up the bank account, and I'm sure, Jim, we can figure that out, since I don't know that you can really go into a bank, but we'll make it work. And if some of you have needs that we could help you with, please let us know. And I believe the due statements will be coming out in a week or so. And Jim, just as an add-on, you may want to explain where that's going to go, because I'm not sure all of our members know that. So Jim, could you add on to my comments?
So first off, I'd just like to state that this is totally separate from our Rotary Club. Any funds that are donated or have nothing to do with Rotary Club funds. So, one potential opportunity that will be coming out is, since we have not had any meetings for since I guess March the 9th was our last meeting. We've had a lot of meetings, but we've not really been able to have the wonderful food that we pay our meeting fees for. So basically everybody's got unused meeting fees. So there are several options for these meeting fees that I will publish whenever we send out everybody's invoices. Basically, I don't have them right in front of me, but basically one would be just apply them, and I will not be billing for meeting fees as I normally do. Normally we bill for dues and meeting fees, but since we don't know when we're going to start meeting again, I don't see any reason, and this was with board approval, I don't see any reason to bill for meeting fees until we know when we're going to start billing. So that will be, or start meeting. So that will be at some later date. But the options are will be to apply whatever credit you have for the future meeting fees. If you would like to have a direct refund, then that's possible. The other option would be to apply that toward your dues for the next 6 months. And then potentially another potential option was raised, and that is if someone wants to donate their fees to somebody else, then that would be their choice. So that's kind of where we are at this point.
Good.
That's all I have.
Question. So for the newsletter, so I'm assuming all of this is confidential, and that we need to get in, that if anyone is interested in taking a part in Victory Over Virus, that you and Sharon are the two contact people. Is that correct?
Yes, and I would not put it in our newsletter. It really is totally off. It's a total non-Rotarian thing.
Keep it out of here.
Yes.
Okay, so Jane, you would then take care of it if there's any telling the folks about it kind of thing. I mean, I'm just
that's between Jim and Sharon. It's totally off the grid as far as we're gone here in Rotary.
Okay, I was just speaking for any active member who is not joining us this evening that would like to know about it.
Now, I think Jim and Sharon can send an email out to anybody they want and explain what they're doing, and then it goes from there. It shouldn't be part of anything that is
Nothing Rotary.
in Rotary.
Yeah.
Perfect. It is scribbled out. Thank you.
Good, thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you both for your hard work on that. This did come out of the 2 weeks ago. had our discussion of internal, how are we doing, our own personal, so to speak, health in the family of Rotary Whidbey West Side, and this did come out. I'm really glad we talked about it. We addressed the needs, even if it's, you know, quasi-Rotary, but it's within the family. Is there any other thing anybody wants to bring up before we launch into rest of the evening? Okay, good. I'm gonna shift gears here.
Can I just say one thing?
Yes.
Kelly had a bad connection, but she just wanted to thank everybody. And she knows what good work we do
Alrighty.
in the world. And she said, please convey my thanks. I couldn't seem to get my thanks. She couldn't seem to talk or get through. So.
Well, Mary, you're God bless you for bringing her forward. I couldn't think of anybody, you know, as qualified and as giving as Shelley. So it's really a story of matching the needs of what this is all about. Thank you. All right, I'm going to go to see if we can do this here. All right, and we saw the wonderful sign here, so that's going to come up in a little bit. Here's something that I just put together that we can again just thank Shelley and thank you, Mary, for bringing her forward and the activities that she has been working on. Just really outstanding. And thank you, Shelley. I'll give her a call later and personally thank her as well. So we've been through a lot of change this year. We're towards the end of this year, as we know, and going to begin another fiscal year for Rotary year. And right now, I think it's absolutely critical and crucial that we spend a little time on the club citations goals. There's a set of 22 total. Molly and Alex set forth early on to kind of hunt those out, focus on it, and reported back when we could in person, and particularly. And the purpose of achieving these goals is not for a banner and not for a little thing. It's actually the unsung things that we do in our neck of the world in Rotary of 30,000 clubs or something to achieve the goals of Rotary International. And the main thing is actually membership and do something, meaning membership and action. And so here it is. We have easily, meaning checked off, and we'll go through them as quick as we need to, but we've done 16 out of the 22. There's a total of 22. There's 9 in Unite People. By definition, that's to unite everyone and then do something about it. What I call then it's take action. In the Unite People, mainly there's 2 areas that we have membership and youth exchange. And if you remember at the very beginning of the year, at the first 4 board meetings, the membership chairman and the youth chairman, and then eventually the club and PI came and reported on what their activity plans were going to be for the year. The whole purpose of it was to focus on the goals, keep us centered, and what we can focus on expands, and it did, as well as if we can report it, then we can manage it. So we've been able to achieve on the Unite People 7 out of the 9, at least, and counting, and take action 6 out of the 9, and distinction 3 of the 4. Perspective. Right now, Rotary International is asking only for 6 out of the 22. We're at 16 out of the 22 for the club citation. And a reason for this is that we have 9 new members this year, and here they are. And I think most everyone is on the Zoom online right now. And Cliff started off on July 1st, and Charles was the most recent. We have 9 new ads. We had one that Susan and Richard left, but we added 9. Perspective, in the district 50-50 right now, the net add is 25. We've had a net add of 8. We're about a third, 25% to a third of the whole district in add. We've done something right, and it's all of us working together, and that's where I'm just really tickled, and that's exactly why the club citation comes into play, because here it is. Number 1, appoint a club membership. Well, through the history, we've always had that. So it's kind of a no-brainer. However, instead of 5 on the committee, what they require, Sharon has 7, and I think more want to add. They're very active, which is exactly what RI wants to do. We do it. We're exemplary. Number 2 is to add 1 member. We've added 8. Another is to maintain retention. Well, not a problem. Number 4 is females. We've added 2. Now, here's where we could probably use some help if anybody has some ideas here. Let's look at A5, sponsor a new Rotary Club. Well, that's going to be tough. Or Rotary Community Corp. That's not sure we're going to be able to do that. We can always come back to that and explore what that is. It's really partnerships with others in the community. A6, conduct classification, done. In fact, revise the manual, and Sharon and her team just took care of that. Sponsor Interact, done that. In fact, the Key Club is going to be joining. In fact, I don't know, Ed or Bill, if you'd like to give a little update right now on that, where they are.
Go ahead, Bill.
It's in process. We have meetings every week, Wednesdays, and the 2 clubs are now formalizing the both the officer, all of the activities that are going to happen when school opens back up. But there are certain things that we're doing in the process. So it's a done deal, signed off by the school. School's behind it, and we're just taking it a step at a time.
That's a lot of hard work, because that then plays into the Interact citation, which we won't review tonight, but that's perfect. Host an event. Now, I don't know.
John, I would make sure that everyone understands this is an ongoing process, and one of the lessons learned was not to wait till the end of the year and see if you can't figure out what to do to get these items completed.
Right.
Bill and I will be very active and, quite frankly, a bit pushy to make sure that each one of the groups, as applicable, have a game plan closing up on it, and their items as required. So we'll be doing a lot more this year than we've done.
I know, and I appreciate that. And Bill and Ed, you're just fantastic with the youth. That is fantastic. What a relationship with the high school. That is so key going forward. A9 is youth exchange. Done that. So let's move on. We're into now what take action. So we looked at the membership and all. Fantastic. Take action, appoint. Okay, well, their bylaws were redone and the foundation, and that's very, very active committee. Another one, B2, is I'll do a research, some analysis there on increased number of members involved. I absolutely believe, hands down, we'll be able to do that. I just want to show that we can do that. B3 and B4, done. B5, conduct a significant level of international, local or international. Well, we did. We participated fully in the brand new task force of the Rotarians on Whidbey Island and the PPE program. B6 might need some help there. Post successful club projects with details, volunteer hours, and fund and raise on Rotary Showcase.
So is that like a PI thing? I mean, is that like a
Yeah.
story that we need to put on the showcase to make
Yes.
that happen?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, we have everything from Enzo House to pancake breakfasts to the school cleanup and the school supplies, and I have photographs for all those. So
Okay, and we know with the funds raised, in fact, with actually, as you point out, with the Enzo House, we had the Lazy Susans plus other things that we did, I'm sure. So that should be a slam dunk. I'll
So-
work, yeah, on that.
I was going to say, can you and I talk about that this week? And because I may have to get like Molly involved with details about semantics, like what are the numbers and everything, and then I can write up a story. And then that just needs to go on Rotary Showcase. It doesn't need to go like to the Peace Arch or that kind of stuff. Just needs to go.
You could double dip it, but we might want to do that, right? Right,
Okay.
one for all. But yeah, we put it on the showcase.
All right. I can take the lead on that if
Thanks, Gwen.
I pull Molly and say, Molly, I may have some questions for you.
Good. Thank you. So that'll be done. Excellent. Thanks, Gwen and Molly,
Sure.
team. B7. Now this, we gave a lot of money to the Good Cheer, Helping Hands, and Win. I think, and again, in my role and all, I believe we've done it. I want to see if we can bolster that maybe with something else. So that's something I put a little yield sign on to think about. So anyone has some
John?
good ideas? Yeah.
John, you might consider we did do continuing work with the South Whitby Elementary School group that continued from last year. We also continued our work with Enzo House from last year as well. So those two things could be added to this item.
John, I think the South Whitby Elementary PTA project with the supplies that we were able to purchase for the teachers would fit there. We worked on a project with the PTA of South Whitby Elementary School. So that might fit there.
It should fit there. Yeah, Alex did that.
Also, what about the work we did with the hub in terms of helping them?
That's a good question. And then what?
Yes, that would fit as well, I believe. The hub, because of the appliances.
Yes,
and
I agree.
The help.
Well, that's
that was
good.
given.
Okay. Appliances, because actually I was there on a Saturday. I mean, physically, and I have pictures. So that's a good one.
Yeah.
All right. And what about the PPE task force? Is that not working? What about the masks and the PPE stuff that we got for the local hospital? Would that be involved with this at all?
I think if you can put it down twice, that would work as well, probably.
Okay.
We'll just do it. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's exactly why
Thank
we're
you.
going over it. Thanks, Gwen and Molly. Thanks so much.
Hey, John?
Yes.
John, I think also you guys continue to work with the State Department of Transportation to clean up the highways.
Yep.
Bravo. Yeah.
Record going there.
Road cleanup. Okay, excellent. This is exactly what I wanted to do, is show how everybody is involved. Everybody is involved in this one way or the other. Thanks, Bruce. That's excellent. And thank you, Molly. Guidelines. Yep. Gwen got that knocked into shape, right? Remember that?
Yes.
Okay, then.
Yes.
Fine. And
I want a special star on that one too.
That can be.
Yeah, Celia wants the star. Absolutely.
Stars are perfect. And B9, not B9, but benign is just my hats off to you, Gwen, for heading up from, I guess it was early October.
Thank you.
30 and counting. And that is, yeah.
Well, and that's not just the podcast. We've gotten stuff in the, in the Peace Arch Journal and the different stories and the paper and so we'll just keep it up.
The PPE
exactly.
Even got a mention on King 5.
Yeah.
Yes.
Our Rotary Club was even on King 5 News. So let's keep it up, peoples.
Exactly. And so, believe it or not, I'm also compiling a list of, it's absolutely phenomenal, of all the one-off items. Those are included, and they add up a lot. So let's continue through now. So this is the last part for the club citation, and this is what's called distinction. A C3, a C1 gain members. We did that. C3 newsletters, right? C4, we had Stephanie Reynolds come and give us special leadership. C2, we need help on that.
I think you could use the elementary school project for that. We had
I agree.
A lot of families there for the kids.
And what about the
That wasn't this last year though. That was the year before, the Rotary year before.
So Kathy, what about the preschool? What about the doing the stuff at the preschool? Would that count at all? That we did the cleanup at the preschool? Was that this year? Or was that last year? We've done so many bloody projects.
That was last year. What we did for the South Whidbey Children's Center was also last year in May,
okay.
and that was the picnic tables and pots and stuff like that. So unfortunately, not in this Rotary year.
Okay.
Well, but maybe we have done something. Have we done any family-oriented?
Oh, it's a little bit of a stretch, but the little libraries certainly benefits families and children.
And we've been keeping those up.
I'll take it.
The little libraries might just fit in there.
Yes, they're done. Okay.
So
good.
John,
Yes.
under C3, I mean, the weekly newsletters are fine, but our social media presence is much, if you're wanting to, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram,
Yes.
we have a YouTube channel, we have so I'm like, if you want to just put the newsletter, that's fine, but we have a whole social media platform that
you need to list all of those, Gwen.
You need to list all of those. So especially, and then it's saying that 4 times a month we do it. We post on all those about 4 times a week.
Not to mention that this meeting right now is live on Facebook.
Right. Hi, Facebook. So if we could, that I would, not to toot my own horn, but if we could add all those, that would be awesome.
Perfect. We will. And that's exactly why we're going through all of this. So we can.
I think on C2 that I would argue that climate change would fit in there. It's certainly connecting families and members and participants. Is that valid?
Well, have we done a project there,
The
Billy?
climate change at WICA, where we participated.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that was the climate conversations that Peter Morton sponsored. Yeah.
Peter Morton and.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I think
we
Bill,
organized
totally
that.
right.
Pardon me?
Did we organize that?
Help to. Let's say we
Yes.
didn't initiate it, but between Peter Morton and the kids at the school, we certainly.
They organized it on their end. Yeah.
Okay.
I would say that's a very good suggestion there, Bill.
That's excellent.
The
Sounds like it would
students
fit.
Students were part of the setup, part of the activity, and part of the cleanup. They had a lengthy part in the project.
Excellent. And they did organize that to attend another organized event. So that's perfect. All right. So what you'll see here, you can see, for instance, C3 just says weekly newsletters. I was just.
Do you want me to send you the rest of the list that
I do?
we do?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I want to load this up. So I'm going to go backwards on this now because this is the end of it. So we've done all of the distinction, right? We have done B7, right? B6 will do. Done. Okay. B2, I'm gonna do. I'll prove that out by, it'll happen. And B8, I mean, A8, what about A8? So we got them all except two here. A5, let's see, I don't know.
Does the bowling count for that?
Which one?
Host an event for Rotary alumni and highlight Rotary's network opportunities. A8.
Yeah.
No. Let's not try to stretch this.
Stretch it like some saltwater taffy.
Now.
A8, okay. Host an event for Rotary. Didn't we bring some older prior ones back at all? Did we at all?
Well,
we invited.
Two students.
I'm just
John, you should be very proud of what we've accomplished.
Are you
Don't
sure
try
that
to fit
are you
a
sure that
square
bringing
peg into a round hole? This is, if you don't meet one or two, geez, Louise, this whole club has done terrific this year. Let's take credit for what we did and not try to stretch it.
Arby wants to talk.
Achiever here. Come on.
Thank you, Kathy.
All right, Arby, what do you want?
I would like to think that Celia and I were alumni that were brought back in and made members, and we wouldn't have been otherwise.
Good point.
Rick, you mean we got the band back together?
No, I'm trying to put a square peg in a round hole here.
Well, I like square pegs in round holes, so.
All right.
A8 is done. Okay, what about A5? That's the only outlier, I think.
All right. Well, sponsor or co-sponsor a new Rotary Club. Well, we're in negotiations to perhaps merge, so you may have to let that one go. And if the merging happens, of course, Gordy and Sharon may have two. Yes, Gordy, Sharon. You're muted. Hold on. Let's unmute you. Don't stop talking, Sharon. Okay, now we can hear you, Sharon.
Okay, thank you. Having to do with former members, I made contact with Peggy, who was a member, and she and John went to Arusha. And I asked her if they could do a program. Well, we don't have those anymore. However, I know they are not traveling, and she was going to look back and see if she could come up with her photos of our very first international project. And I will ask her again because we've been in communication. She had not found her photos the last time we were in contact, but that was a while ago. And I will contact her again tomorrow and see if by any chance she has found them, because both she and John were members. That could, I think we could do it on Zoom and they could share their photos and their experience. So I've got my fingers crossed on A8.
And so, John, you do know that this citation's already been issued, right? And that you're doing this for yourself here at the.
I know it's an issue. We've got it, but I want the club and all the members to see all the hard work that everyone's done.
Hey, John.
That's all.
Has done a lot of really hard work.
Yep.
Please don't minimize the value of this by taking something and trying to stretch it so that we meet it when we really don't.
Kathy, which ones?
A8.
Kathy, we just went through everything, and which ones are we stretching, if at all?
Stretching A8. Host an event for Rotary alumni and highlight Rotary's network opportunities.
Kathy, that is exactly why I'm bringing it up to the club. Sharon's got some ideas. Rick has some ideas. You have some ideas. I'm bringing up everything because at the outstart of the club year, we set up a commission to look at all of these. And we've done very, very well. And Kathy, my goal is to research every single one and take every single one absolutely seriously and see if we did it. If we did, we did. If the club says we didn't, we didn't. It's as simple as that. So please just, let it go. Thank you.
As long as we follow the four-way test.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Hey, John, I'm AG's supposed to know everything, but we don't.
I know.
What is a Rotary Community Corps? I've never heard that term before. I have the slightest idea what that is. Anybody know what that is?
I do.
Oh,
I do too. Kathy, you probably can explain it better though.
I looked it up because I didn't remember what it was, but it is actually a group that's brought together of community members that work on a project. They're non-Rotarians, and they are associated or assisted by the Rotary Club, but it's a group of community members that work on a project.
Thank you, Kathy.
So Kathy,
You know, come to
sorry,
think of
Jim.
it might be an organization of people that start a fund for helping people in the community that under these circumstances
Might be.
might, you know, just
There
it's just an idea. It's, you know, it's just May.
Yeah, yeah. There are specific bylaws. I mean, it's a very formal
Yeah,
organization.
it's pretty structured. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, yeah,
But it's worth looking at.
absolutely. Everything is.
Well, we've just looked at them actually, and we'll look more at A5 and A8.
So Kathy, question, because if we don't manage to get to A8, this or A5 or A5, I think it's A5, this community core, is that something that just is Rotarians, or let's say that we decide to kind of go all over the map here and do some type of project with the Eagles or with the Masons or with blah, blah, blah. And we like join together as civic organizations together for a greater good. Would that be something? Or does it have to be sponsored by
I'm not really
us?
sure about that. It's not, I'm
So
not
that's
really
something we can investigate.
I think it doesn't have to be just Rotarians that participate, but I think that a Rotary Club is supposed to be the catalyst. Let's
Okay,
say.
it's like
It's the lead.
Get it together.
the lead. Okay, cool.
So
Thanks, Nick.
this is George. I think that probably A5 is not really something we can do. But remember that part of what Rotary International is trying to do with bringing up what is Rotary Community Corps is to just bring awareness to it. And so in putting it out there as one of the options, they accomplished their goal and we asked the question. So in a sense, they get what they want, which is awareness. Whether or not we actually can rally this together, you know, obviously not, I don't think this year, but I think it's something good to look at next year. And really what it's about is partnering up with other local organizations and people who are in those organizations who care about what we care about, which is a healthy, vibrant community that serves other people.
Right. Good. Thank you. So my assessment is we're going to get 19 out of the 22 or 20 out of the 22. And it's by doing no additional work other than what we do as a club. And the proof of the pudding is this, and growing.
Bravo, Rotary.
Yeah, and that's what Rotary wants. And that's, as this year winds down, that's what we have. So thank you for going through that with me. Are there any questions or comments or anything?
Damn good year.
Well, we're not done yet. We've been through a lot. So what I'm also compiling is kind of summary charts and all to take us through the journey that we've been through. 8 months have been in person, and the last 4 months have been Zoom.
Yeah, crazy, huh?
And it's an absolute crazy thing. We've adapted this, and this is why, and I know I'm preaching to the choir, why I asked Molly and Alex to suit up and take on the citation virtually day one. It was effectively a cakewalk because everybody just did their thing. And that's a huge testimony to everyone. Do we get them all? No. With their goal, And they were very vocal, was probably can get about 100%. And we about did that. So it's not about getting 100%. It's about doing our best all the time. And that's where I'm just really, really tickled. And getting to the point ready to hand the mantle over to Jim and Gwen and their boards, and go into the end of the year screaming with the hair on fire. So that's the goal. And I'm thinking we've achieved it in spite of a lot of adversity we've come across. So we're about there. Want to wrap it up? Any questions? Roundtable? Thoughts?
Sharon
Right?
has one.
Yeah.
Or, sorry. Sharon, and you're muted again.
All of us have looked through the citation and how we could make that work. And I think everyone has tried very hard to funnel it so that it fits whatever the criteria was. And I think the first time I looked at it, and I'll only speak for myself, I was like, well, I don't know if that can fit. Well, after you think about it for a while, well, maybe it doesn't fit A, but it fits B. And I think the board and the members have done an amazing job of supporting you and doing, I mean, above and beyond this year, considering where we've had to take everything since March. And everyone should give themselves a pat on the back, a hand, and congratulations.
We're at service to each other. Thank you, Sharon. You're absolutely right. Who else would like to chime in? Hank? Hank?
Hank, okay.
Hold it.
You're okay. You're unmuted, babe. Now he's muted himself again. Don't touch your mute button.
I hear you, Hank.
Okay, so Hank is telling us that he's super happy with the year.
Yeah.
He thinks all of us kick ass. He thinks we're the best Rotary group in the world. And if he stops touching his mute button, we'll be able to hear him. Is that exactly? It's totally what you said. All right.
Okay, we're there.
All right, Hank, it was beautiful. I'm teary-eyed. I'm misty. It was beautiful.
There we go. That.
Okay, that's the end of the meeting, Hank. No, just kidding, just kidding.
Good.
You there? Hank,
I
you
mean-
there?
Here.
got a quick thing to
Hank,
say.
Hank, say something quick. Everybody's dropping off, baby.
Hurry up.
I'm here.
Oh. Go ahead, Hank. Hank?
I'm gonna get my big toe on.
Hank?
I'm looking at my computer and it says mute and it's not crossed off, so I'm not
I hear
muted,
you.
right?
You're not muted.
Yeah.
We're hearing you.
Yeah, would you go to
Good.
Michigan State or something? I mean,
You better say something. People are dropping off like flies here, babe.
Well, bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
see you. Bye. Have a
Reminder,
good
we
day.
do not have a meeting next week. There is no meeting next week. Happy Memorial Day. I love you all. There is no meeting next week. Goodbye.
God bless everyone.
Oh, let's
Bye.
do another one. Come on.
Bye, Marianne.